أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين. So today, girls, I'm not really going to tell you something you don't really know. It's just a reminder. And all the prophets have been sent to us as reminders. All messengers are sent as reminders, and we're supposed to remind each other, um, just to stay focused on the meaning and the purpose of our life. Self-love is so important. If you don't love yourself, if you do not love yourself, you cannot give love or compassion to anyone else. And we always need to remember, uh, we always need to remember, you're just perfect. The way Allah have created us in a perfect form. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us, we have created you in the best of form. And then we reduce them to the lowest boss in life, like the way the human body deteriorate. uh Only those deteriorate, we will be deteriorate in the grave. Yeah. Only those who believe and do good deeds, they will be rewarded uh in abundance. Like even in the grave, being in the grave, the grave could be like a dimension, like for heaven, or it can be like hell. So like subhanallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have honored, he said to us, we have honored the human being. So Allah have created us in the best of way, and He honored us as a humans, and He honored us more than all of His creation. He have chosen us to carry this amana, the amana and the choice. So we were going to talk about the human being in three ways: as a physical body, as a spiritual body, as an emotional body. The physical body, Maslow, this very famous, he talked about in psychology about the human being. And he talks about like there are different levels to satisfy our need. The first thing we really need to look at our phy- to look at ourselves, to look after ourselves in a physiological, to look after the physical body. Self-actualization and self-esteem and confidence, these comes later. So it's so important to look after your physical body. This is the basic thing. And the Quran teaches, even in one of the first surahs in the Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah, second surah in the Quran, Allah is commanded us to eat from the good, from what He's provided for us, and to practice gratitude. Yeah, so it's like eating from the good. Is like we all know, we all of us do not really eat haram, but do all of us eat good? All of us, we know that like sugar and like too much carbohydrate are not the best for our body. But do we follow this command? Do we really follow? Even the Quran teaches like what we eat and from where we eat. In Surah An-Nur is a very interesting surah, because Surah An-Nur is all commands. It's all about boundaries, our boundaries with life, our boundaries with people, our boundaries with food. The Quran is very specific, telling us from where from where we should eat. He said, there is no problem for you to eat from your home, the home of your father or your mother or your brother or your sister or your uncle or your aunties, or your like your mother's sister or your mother's brother, and or the place where you have the key, or or the house of your friend. Can you imagine how the Quran is very specific and very precise from where we eat, because food is sacred. Food, you cannot eat food from somewhere you do not really know the person who cooked it. Are they righteous people? Are like they like do evil things? Are they evil in themselves? So it's so important to know from where you're eating, and to to eat from the righteous places. Um, so the Quran teaches us to look after what we put in our body, inside our body, and also from the outside of our body. The Quran commanded us is like the outside also matters. You, the son of Adam, dress properly whenever you are at worship, at every mosque, and eat and drink with moderation. So even eating and drinking with moderation, and to look beautiful from outside, to look to dress. This is like dress code is so important. You know how we really look and care about when we're dressing for an interview, like we really care about how we're going to impress other people. It's so important to be to dress good all the time, especially if we are like living in like Muslims are minorities in the West. So like it's a da'wah, it's our da'wah in our duty to always dress and look good. So this is we talked about the physical body, emotional, but the Quran is very precise. Like you see also with the Quran, Allah teaching us about food, which is like good for us. So it's always important to eat like always have the food from the Quran in your house, honey, olives, like these are so important, that teen, figs, everything food mentioned in the Quran, try to have it in your house. So emotional body, our emotions, this the Quran teaches how to be emotionally intelligent. What is emotional intelligence? In English or in Western culture, we call it emotional intelligence. In Islam, it called it hikmah, wisdom. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to send you a prophet from you. He's going to teach you the book and the wisdom. And he will teach you things which you have never known before. So this is in Surah Al-Baqarah. Remember me, I will remember you, and practice gratitude. And always come to use prayer and patience to get through any difficult situation you have in your life. So the Quran teaches Al-Baqarah, the Quran teaches in Surah Al-Baqarah teaches the emotional intelligence. It's the only surah in the Quran 7 times Allah is repeated. If you practice this, you will not have fear and you will not be sad. Seven verses in Surah Al-Baqarah is teaching us how to have emotional intelligence. So what are these 7 verses? There are 7 ayahs. So the first one is like Allah is teaching us uh, descend from heaven. Yeah, Allah is talking to Prophet Adam. Can you imagine Adam when he ate from the tree and Allah commanded them to descend from heaven? Imagine his feelings. Just for one moment, just go by, try to travel in a time machine and be there with Adam and his wife, our mother, when Allah commanded them to descend from heaven. In heaven, they have never to worry about their food. Everything is there for them. And they have to descend from heaven and to come to live on this planet, a strange planet. You know, he have to look after himself. He have to protect his wife. He have to look for his food. And Allah so he probably Adam is distorted. Probably he's full of fear because this is a new planet, some a strange planet full of dinosaurs or crawlers or snakes, and so the fear is there, fear, and the sadness because he disobeyed. He was full of fear and sadness. So Allah is comforting him. He said, this is the first verse in Surah Al-Baqarah when Allah said, no fear, no sadness. He's talking to Prophet Adam and he said to him, descend uh, descend from heaven, and I'm going to send you guidance from me, and whoever follow my guidance, they will not have fear and they will not be sad. This is the first verse 38. The second one, whoever believe in Allah and the last day and do good deeds, they will be rewarded. They will not have fear and they will not be sad. Third one, whoever submit their face to Allah and do ihsan. Ihsan, when you do good for not expecting anything, they will be rewarded. They will not have fear and they will not be sad. And those who give them their money in the way of Allah and they will not boast about it, they will be rewarded. They will not have fear and they will not be sad. And those who give their money by day or by night, in public or secrecy, they will be rewarded. They will not have fear and they will not be sad. Those who believe and do good deeds and they perform their prayer and they give their zakah, they will be rewarded with their Lord. They will not have fear and they will not be sad. So these are 6 verses. Where is the 7th verse? Which talks about no fear, no sadness. It is in the name of the surah. It's called Surah Al-Baqarah. It is a story of a cow. And Musa commanded his people to slaughter a cow. They were asking him, describe this cow. And he said, the color of this cow is yellow, pleasing to the eye. So this is a whole dimension of healing with colors. Even like when I did color therapy in college, the teacher was going through all the colors, and I missed the color yellow. And I said, what is what's the quality? And she said, pleasing. One word. All the way when we see the smiley face, it is always in yellow. Uh, so like this is the emotional. The Quran teaches us about how to look about our emotional body. So the spiritual body is connecting with Allah. And I chose the verse about Maryam, peace be upon her, because Allah is just like the Quran, the way it talks about Maryam, peace be upon her. She has been through a lot, and the way she connected with Allah in a very spiritual way. And Allah said, Allah have chosen Maryam from all the women of the universe. Istafaha, He have chosen her. She's the chosen one. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, whenever Zakaria entered her chamber, her mihrab, he will find food with her. He said, Maryam, where did you get it? And she would say, oh, it is min indillah, from Allah. Allah will provide an abundance. So it's like the Quran teaches us like how Maryam used to spend some time in solitude, connecting with Allah and just connecting with Allah. So the Quran teaching us to find the time to be connected with Allah on that level. Uh, Also, it's like it's important to be of service to other people. Yeah. Surah Al-Baqarah, استبقوا الخيرات. Like استبقوا is like racing. Race to do good things. Normally, we compete to do good things. We are competing to get the highest result, to go to the best university, to have the best job, to have the biggest house. But the thing which we need to be competing on, good deeds. Compete in doing good deeds. And Allah, the Quran is teaching in Surah Al-Baqarah, those who believe and do good deeds, they will be the people of Jannah, living in Jannah for eternity. Uh, Gratitude, practice gratitude. The Quran is teaching that when you practice gratitude, I will give you in abundance. Gratitude is so important. Like every day before you go to sleep, just write three things you are grateful for. Write three things every day, every day. And you know what, King Sulaiman, when he said this, uh, uh, when King Sulaiman, I love the story of Naml. Surah Naml is a beautiful story. We can spend a whole day talking about Surah Naml, because like lots of people like ask me like some girls want to get married. How do I get married? And the Quran teaches two love stories. One of them is Surah Sulaiman. And the way when he heard the aunt talking and he said, Ya Allah, he practiced gratitude, and she said, Ya Allah, uh, I'm grateful for your blessings. And then Allah introduced him to Queen Balqis. Uh, you can never count Allah's blessing. You will never be able to count Allah's blessings upon you. Always acknowledge how Allah have blessed you with so much. How to be grounded. It's so important to be grounded. Yeah, because like so many people say, oh, I'm overthinking. So the Quran teaches us to be grounded. And this verse in Surah An-Nisa, women, something is like every woman should practice. If you practice, when you finish your prayer, sit down and remember Allah, standing, sitting, or on your side. It's like this is taking time. English people talking about meditation, sitting down or just breathing and focus on your breath. The Quran is the perfect. The Quran have example for everything which we need to have a balanced body, mind, and spirit, and connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Teaching us to have some time, just take time out from everything, from your work, from the kitchen, from your family, time to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because that's what matters at the end of the day. Journaling. Just count how many times the pen is mentioned in the Quran. The one he taught with a pen. Get into the habit of journaling and writing your feelings and planning your life. The pen is very powerful. Always be connected. Like it's important for you to know how many days, like 7 days every month, you are out holiday. We call it holiday. Oh, I'm on a holiday. Okay, that is like 84 days. a year. That is nearly 3 months not connecting, out of the spiritual radar. It is important. Like when you go to the mosque and everyone is praying, just sit down, and instead of being on your phone or sitting at the back distracting everyone, sit down and make tasbih, make istighfar. Don't be disconnected for 3 months every year with no connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or like come to the mosque and distract people from their prayer. So subhanallah, always be connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. الذين جاهدوا فينا, and always strive to understand your religion. Allah said, and those who strive in my way, I will guide them. I will guide them. Like when you strive, when you try to understand, when you strive to follow the command, Allah will guide you to understand more things, to understand and to connect with more things from the book. Always mind your business. Focus in your life. You know, if you focus in your life, wallahi, there is no time for other people. No gossiping, no backbiting. This is the verse in the Quran. Is not, you know, like Allah is commanding you. Uh, you know, just do not like think bad, and do not spy, and do not backbite. Backbiting is like you eating your sister's flesh, not when she's alive, when it is nice and fresh meat, is when it's rotten. Imagine eating something rotten. Imagine the smell of a dead animal is so strong, and you smell it from far away. You know, sitting and eating something dead is really, it's unbelievable. So subhanallah, Allah is telling us not even to get near this. And this is something very common in our culture, in our communities. So it just be strong. When next time you are in a place where people are talking, just say like, please don't let us not do this. Because like imagine, we are human species, but but we can do evil things which will make us like satanic. Like people who do evil eye, people who do magic, they like the shaitan is their best friend. And people والذين جاهدوا في and there is the verse in the Quran, it say الذين قالوا ربنا الله ثم استقاموا, they say our Lord is Allah, and they follow the pathway. تتنزل عليهم الملائكة, the angel will come to those who would say Allah is our Lord. So the angel will come to protect you, to guide you, and subhanallah, if you eat something dead, the animal, you know, no angel will come near us, subhanallah. Focus on your blessing. Never wish for what Allah have blessed other people with. And this is like, subhanallah, this is for men and for women. Never wish, never crave what Allah have given some of you over others. Men will be rewarded according to their deeds, and women equally according to their deeds. Always ask Allah from His bounties. Don't look at what in your sister's hand. Ask Allah to bless you too. And this verse is beautiful. Allah is saying to the Prophet, do not extend your eye to other people. Normally we extend the hand. We take our hand and touch something. But here is like, don't even think about it. Don't look at other people's blessing. Always focus on what Allah have given you. And gratitude, like how always practice your gratitude. Financial freedom, like never think we are deprived, because in Surah Noah there is a beautiful verse when Noah is teaching us. I have told them, and I have told my people, and I told them a secret. I told them to make istighfar. Your Lord is forgiving. And he said the prayer, Rabbi ighfir li, ya, my Lord, forgive me and forgive my parents, whoever enter my home, and for the believing women and men. Subhanallah, this is a beautiful dua for istighfar. And Allah is telling us, if you do this, I am going to give you in abundance. I am going to provide for you. The only thing Allah wants us to worry about is our relationship with Him. This is our mission on this planet is to worship Allah. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونِ. We are only created to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Always keep your word. Always, the word is very sacred. And those who do not keep their word, these are the losers, who do not keep their word, who do not keep their promise. And like these are the losers. We don't want to be from the losers. Always keep your word. It become like a time. It's not really something big. It's okay. I can just like say, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do this. And like I want to change my mind. Uh, but it's like when you promise and you don't keep your word. But sometimes things happen. But like I mean, you go out of your way to keep your word. Always go out of your way to keep your word. Like doing this and not keeping your word all the time, and it became like a norm. It's like losing part of yourself, losing part of yourself. And at some point, there's nothing left of you. Let us practice keeping our word. Forgive is so important. And they ask you when to give, and he say, tell them to give to their parents and those who close to them, the relatives and the orphans and the poor and the travelers. And he said, give forgiveness. Give forgiveness. Yeah. Uh, so always practice to forgive. Like never go to bed with something in your heart, anger or resentment or disappointment. Always forgive before you go to sleep. And share the blessings of our religion. Our prophet was sent a messenger for us to witness that Allah is our creator, so that we will witness, so we will be witnessed. And this verse is like it's talking to every one of us here. How can be ye witness? You know, like the Jehovah's Witness standing in town day and night, rain or hail, sun or summer, or winter or wind. They're always there sharing something. What we have is more precious. They lost the way. They lost. They are lost, and they are still sharing it. So share it. Share it with your friend. Share it with your neighbor. Use your imagination. How you can share it? How can you share it? Boundaries. It's so important to protect your boundaries. Uh, yeah. Can you say no? You want don't be people pleaser. Please put yourself first before you put anyone else. Yeah, it's so important. Like Surah An-Nur is all about boundaries. We can have a whole topic about Surah An-Nur, but for now, just read Surah An-Nur and explore the boundaries Allah is teaching us. Our religion teaching us how to have healthy boundaries with people and with our society and with our environment. Time for yourself. Time is precious. Sometimes we think like time is really not important and we just let it go. But time is your life, you know? Time is so precious. Try to value your time. When you value your time, people will value your time. The Quran is teaching us, at the time of the Prophet, it is his wedding, and he invited his friend for a meal, and they came and they sat down and they were having a nice get together, and the Prophet, like, he just did not like this at all. Uh, he's very busy. A prophet is a leader. This is the qualities of a leader. They don't really have time for chit chat or get together. He's either teaching them in the mosque or with his wife, with his family, helping them. Until the Prophet just left, and he was not very so the Quran, but he was so shy to tell them. Until this verse is revealed, Allah is saying to us, you who believe, never enter the Prophet's house without like being invited. And if you came, or if you enter, if you got invited and you enter his house, when you finish the meal, just leave. Don't sit down to have a get together party. The Prophet does not like this, and he's shy. But Allah is not shy from the truth. So the Quran is teaching us to have boundaries, healthy boundaries, and protect our time because our time is precious. And be good, yeah. The Quran is teaching us to be good to our parents. Be kind to your parents and to your relatives and the orphans and the poor people, and always say good to people. Yeah, so like be the peace. قولوا للناس حسنى. Let the every word come from your mouth kindness. Yeah, so sometimes like the Quran teaching is about shaitan. Yeah, the shaitan um, can whisper like negative self-talk. The shaitan does not like when Allah kicked shaitan from heaven, he said he was begging Allah, please let me be in let be till the day of judgment. And Allah said, okay, you can have that. And the shaitan turned around and he said to Allah, I promise I will never let them practice gratitude. This is his main focus. Never practice gratitude, he said to Allah. So how does the shaitan let us not practice gratitude? By making us sad. When you are sad, you can never practice gratitude because sadness is a very deep emotion. When you have fear, الشيطان يعدكم الفقر. Shaitan promise you poverty. When we're afraid, we also fear is a very big emotion. We cannot practice gratitude. Yeah, and whoever obey, so the Quran is full of command. Sometimes you think maybe it is too much command, but always remember, whoever obey Allah and the Messenger, they will be with the blessed one from the prophets and the believers. Maryam is a believer. You want to be with Maryam in heaven? And the martyred and the righteous. And what honorable company. This is favor from Allah. وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ عَلِيمًا. And Allah knows, have the knowledge of everything. So the homework, one of the things we can give to ourselves to deserve confidence, to boost our confidence. Sit down and list your awesome qualities. I thrive when you do what? This week I have discovered that I gain strength from, I'm proud that I am a Muslimah. والحمد لله رب العالمين.